Hello everybody, how's quarantine going for you guys? Luckily for me and millions of other people, there's been no game that's been helping me pass the time along like Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch. As you can read in the title, this is my first introduction to the Animal Crossing franchise. For all these years, I have yet played any of the games, and looking back now, I can't give a logical or fair reason onto why I haven't. Mostly due to when New Leaf came out, I was too busy with RPG games like Far Cry 3, Mass Effect 3, Dragon's Dogma, and Skyrim. All great games, by the way. This is a great time to go back to games that fill you up with nostalgia. Me personally, I've been playing a lot of Tiny Tasmanian Tiger, but it hasn't lived up to the hype that I so fondly recall. But I've always had an eye for simulation games, especially life simulation games, such as The Sims. These type of games have always felt like an escape from a life that I did not want to live in, which happened to be reality. It really makes me wonder how my childhood would have been different if I did play New Leaf back then. But anyways, this year, 2020, the new addition to the series couldn't have come at a better time. What better game to experience a new life where you're outdoors, fishing, and customizing an island with all different projects and colors, when in reality you are feet up on your desk, inside 4 gray walls, picking up weeds on a virtual and ultimately meaningless island, while your 2 monitors and light up keyboard have been your main source of vitamin D for the past month. So let me judge and give a critique on the game you've been spending hundreds of hours on, and will probably spend hundreds more in upcoming years. Let's start with the pros, which include every major thing, mechanic, and aspect I love about the game. I'm going to have to get the obvious out of the way. The biggest and most impactful strength this game has going for it is its visuals and how it contributes to the intended vibe it promotes. This game is meant to be played when you're feeling cozy. The colors are oftentimes warm and saturated, but not too contrasty. The game actually reminds me of this keyboard. I haven't seen a game on the Nintendo Switch that is able to set a vibe and mood for an atmosphere like this game. Daytimes are often nice, open, and relaxing, while nighttimes feel eerie and scary at times, especially when you see this little fucker pulling up on you. The rainy days can fit the mood perfectly, especially if it's raining outside. Nothing is more peaceful than playing New Horizons in your room on a rainy day, windows open, and sipping on tea while submerging yourself to your real-life surround sound system. But my favorite time of the day so far is golden hour, or sunsets. There's something special with how the in-game lights and sun rays just hit objects and characters. It really does feel like when you install Animal Crossing New Horizons onto your Switch, it also installs GeForce RTX as well. This is it. This is where I live now. I live here in Animal Crossing. The visuals of this game cannot be understated enough. It has so much charm to it that it's exclusive to Animal Crossing and Animal Crossing alone. Whether that be character design choices, terrain design, or even water flow and how the waves crash onto your island coasts. It really shows that every decision the developers made with serving the vibe of the game is why there's so much love and passion towards the franchise. A yet underrated aspect of this game, and in my opinion in entertainment in general, is the music and sound design / Foley. So let me start with the music first. Did you know that the music in this game changes every hour? Yes, there are certain songs that play during specific hours throughout the day, ranging from 6 AM to 5:59 AM. The morning songs sound very open and uplifting, as if you're getting ready to seek adventure. The songs that play in the nighttime slow the BPM down and include more spicier chords, and also include a lot more cadences to signify the end of your day. The musical and instrumentation choices really do give an islander vibe without necessarily resorting to commonly expected styles such as bossa nova, jazz, and calypso. While there are influences of said music genres, a lot of tracks are comprised of an acoustic guitar, some low-key chiptune synths, and some added percussions. Most days, the instrumentation is catchy and open, but yet simple. But when there's events going on, the music is often lively with added layers to signify that these moments are special and grand to the players. While on the topic of sound, I would say the most underrated aspect of this game, but yet also contributes one of the most to it, is the quality of the sound design and Foley. Every movement and action just sounds oh so pleasant and oddly satisfying, but without the oddly, because it's just so well made and executed. Specific sounds that make me appreciate the sound designer's choices are like choosing an option in a dialogue screen, walking and running around on concrete and wooden pathways, fishes splashing in the water when you return them to the sea, or cutting down trees with an axe, listening to waterfalls and waves crashing along the shores. I highly recommend to wear your best headphones while playing this game and just feel alive with your virtual surroundings. If you're interested in going deeper into the sound design of this game, I highly recommend watching this video by a guy named Scruffy. He's a YouTuber who focuses on music and sound in video games and other art forms and how they serve the purpose of immersion. Another positive this game has going for it is its emphasis on patience and rewarding your patience. Many projects, buildings, and other things take a whole day to finish, while some even more. Oftentimes you are very tempted to go to the settings and systems and forward time ahead or time travel. By the way, I'm not saying time traveling is bad in any form. I'm actually happy they decided to not punish time traveling that severely because everyone bought their own game. They should play it however they want. This game doesn't punish time traveling, but it rewards those who play day by day with a deeper level of appreciation, and that's how games like this should be. The main thing though is that when that day does pass and you get the morning announcement from Tom Nook of a new addition to your island, you really do feel rewarded for your patience and efforts. This game can be played as a second life, a way to express your vision of paradise. Unless your form of paradise includes ugly villagers. As tedious as some things are, such as picking up weeds, shaking every tree, and terraforming your island, the game doesn't force you to do any of those. For the most part, the game doesn't force you to do anything at all. But you do it at your own free will because you know that the end result will bring you satisfaction and bring the image in your head to life. The only things forcing you to do anything is your fear of Tom Nook's debt collectors, Timmy and Tommy, knocking at your door at 4 AM reminding you to pay your debt to your capitalistic overlord Tom Nook. By the way, is no one going to talk about how in day 1, Tom Nook tells you that you need a phone, and gives it to you, but then says you need to pay him when he never asked one in the first place? Well yeah, besides that, do what you want. Due to your freedom of choice, and after some time, you feel very connected with your islander and the rest of your villagers. They often tell you about their day and how they feel about you and other villagers. Some days a villager is down, and it's up to you to decide if you want to bring them up or not. Sometimes during the day, a random villager will come up to you to talk about something, whether that be to give you a gift, or tell about their day, or even how they miss you, because you've been time traveling and spent a week without talking to your villagers to maximize profits in the stock market. In most games, the only form of interaction with NPCs is actually going to them and manually starting a dialogue. While that is prevalent in New Horizons, the daily moments where your villagers on their own come to you make you feel loved and cherished on your island. For God's sake, I had a lot of stress just moving my house because I was getting emotional about how this is where it all started, baby. I remember when we were just a camp, but look at us now. But then I moved my house on a lake in front of a waterfall, so worth. The addition of a multiplayer function and visiting and going to other friends' islands is where a lot of fun is introduced as well. Just hanging out with your friends on an island, messing around, hitting each other with nets while your crackhead friend is in the background riffing on an ocarina, and Jason is stealing all your pears on the other side of the island with you only figuring out 5 hours later because he accidentally cut the tree down because he was so three-head that he used a regular axe thinking he was using a flimsy axe. Those moments just hit different. I have many friends who send me pictures of their villagers telling them about how they miss me after I left their island and how they would just bring up things about me. These kind of inclusions are what help make even islands and villagers in those islands emotionally investable. I had a friend who kicked out a villager that I really liked, and I legit got so angry with them that I stole their bell tree. Not steal their bells, but like took the tree. I miss you every day, Joey. I really do hope that they include more features and events that include friends, such as a fishing tournament. That would definitely be a good target to focus on for game longevity. Speaking of future events, the idea of seasons in a real-time game is such an exciting feature that will greatly extend the longevity of this game. I am such a sucker for winter seasons in general, so I cannot wait for snowfall on my island, as the town is set up with Christmas lights and trees, and I definitely cannot wait for the new KK Slider Christmas LP. As the Bunny Day event and season was kind of disappointing, with its annoying and terrifying mascot, bland Easter theme items, and holy fuck, so many eggs. I am still very hopeful for future events, and I'll be here waiting till then. So now comes the part of the video to talk about the game's shortcomings, huh? Well, no game is perfect, as it would be naive to assume that New Horizons is either. As there are plenty of shortcomings in this game, I don't believe that any of them deter me from the game and will make me any less excited to play each day. Most shortcomings with this game are as a result of its big emphasis on patience and rewarding patience. But the problem lies that in New Horizons, it is applied to almost every aspect of the game, even in places where I feel like it is more of a chore rather than an insight of immersion and game philosophy. For example, for many tasks that are usually repetitive and are time consuming, such as creating the pathway layout for your island, collecting all the fruits on the trees, and changing between items to move around the island, I feel like these animations take unnecessarily long or just aren't as fluid as they should be. The roadwork tool is a 2-stroke animation, and if you make a mistake or misplace a path tile, you can't just paint over it. You have to erase it, then paint over that. It might sound trivial, but when creating 100 path tiles around your island, it gets annoying quick. Actually, this makes me think. Many things in this game are just counterintuitive. One of the major setbacks in this game is its poorly designed UI. Why does it take so many options and dialogues to get to play with a friend? Why can't I craft multiple amounts of the same item if I have all the materials in pocket already? And especially, why can't I buy all the colors of a samurai armor and shower sandals without going to the fitting room 2,000 times? There are so many unneeded obstacles in the way in the game's UI that just make doing certain things annoying and a hassle. I have a tree farm for various fruits on my island, and I would love to get on a low camera level while walking around to see past trees in front of them so I can pick up the fruits that I'm currently on, but I can't. Do you know how hard it is to pick up a fruit you can't see? Not that hard really, but it's annoyingly enough. If it's an option in the game, why is it only when standing in place? Another thing about this game that holds it back is how low the max amount of villagers are. The cap is at 10. Since the very beginning of the game, on your first day, it is clear that Tom Nook's intention is to make this island a thriving and popular paradise. So why would you go against our venture capitalist Tom Nook and allow a max of 10 villagers on a big island? This goes directly in contrast with the game's ultimate goal and endgame, and I say endgame with quotations. Oftentimes my island feels very empty since some of the villagers are at home during the day, so in reality, there are usually about 5 to 7 villagers out and about roaming. And since the cap of villagers is so low, you would think that there would be a straightforward method of kicking certain villagers out so you can get a chance of your dream villager to arrive. But no. Finally, my last big critique is how the Nook Miles program is implemented. The challenges, great and fun, but the rewards for the most part don't feel very rewarding at all. The best stuff you can get with the Nook Miles are Pro Design Editor, Tool Ring, Pocket Organization Guides, and tool recipes. These are great and very useful, but they're just there to make certain things less annoying, such as pocket space and tools breaking, which they still do. As stated, the main focus of this game is the philosophy of rewarding patience. Yet, as it holds up to this philosophy well in so many aspects, it goes too far with it in so many aspects as well. What makes the game so great is what brings it down a bit as well, but these problems can be easily fixed in a patch as they're usually just UI issues. And before I finish this review, I want to do a little fast fire round of the things I do like and don't like. These are just nitpicky things that just throw me off or that I'd like to notice. I love hearing the island tune you made whenever you talk to a villager or enter a building. Whenever you speak with a villager, they have their own version of the tune that really represents their personalities and styles. I don't like how you can't buy woods, especially since regular wood seems to come out at a lesser rate than softwood and hardwood. I do love the clickety clack when you click on the game options and continue the dialogue. It's like ASMR. Why can't I build a giant staircase or incline that goes up multiple levels without a gap in between them? Such a dumb feature. I love how waterfalls and clouds look in this game. Why does Sahara keep only giving me parking lot themed wallpapers and flooring? I love Mac so much with all my heart. And the biggest gripe with this game, why are there no temples on your glasses when you're wearing them? That has single-handedly ruined my immersive experience.
So,
I give this game an 8.5 out of 10, with a potential to be 10 out of 10 if they fix the annoying obstacles.